We'll call the meeting to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor,
Here.
Gary,
Here.
McFarland, Reed,
Here.
Mayor Beeline.
Here. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I don't have any, Mayor.
Okay, seeing none, we'll go to public comment. Anyone with comment for council? I'm looking at the back of the room. Any public comments tonight? No, okay. Seeing none, we'll go to new business. Okay, item 1, resolution 2025-16, resolution adopting the City of Streator's Americans with Disabilities Act ADA Transition and Self-Assessment Plan, counties of LaSalle and Livingston, Illinois. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Tim Geary with the motion and Dave Reed with the second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So we talked about it, we had the public hearing about a month ago on our transition plan required by the ADA Act. Public comment ended April 1st. We put it in the paper and it was on our website. We received no comments beyond the one woman here that asked if it extended to Livingston County. So no comments to respond to. So if you guys adopt it tonight, it'll be filed with the state. And as we plan our 5-year road programs and facility upgrades, we'll reference it as a living document to make any upgrades we need to our sidewalk ramps.
Any comments or questions from council? Okay, clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 2, resolution 2025-17, approving an award of a construction contract for the 2025 East Main Street Sewer Project to Opperman Construction of Pontiac, Illinois. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Dave Connor and with the motion and Tim Geary with the second.
Thank you. About a month ago, we had a bid opening. This will install a new 8-inch sewer main from Trinity Drive at Main Street North and then back to the east over to Center Street to pick up several homes that are in the city but not served by sewer, but also have the potential to be extended into some unsewered areas outside of the city. And it'll also install years ago, about 25 years ago, a sewer was put on the north side of Main Street, running all the way out to Airport Road. No sewer service was extended to Central Church of Christ. So the tap was made but never brought under the road. They're doing a big remodel, so as part of this, we're gonna actually put the service over there and get them on city sewer. That'll happen too. Only one bid, and so in Operating Construction, we worked with them before. Should be a good project and happen later this summer into the fall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any comment or question? All right, clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 3, resolution 2025-18, a resolution authorizing approval of a proposal for the purchase of 4 flock automated license plate reading cameras for the Streator Police Department. I get a motion and second.
So moved. Second.
Okay, Tim Geary with the motion and Dave Reed with the second.
All you guys were on council back in summer 23 when we first got our first 8 flat cameras. They've been very successful in helping us solve crimes. And over the past 2 years, we've identified 4 other areas of concern. We feel that the additional 4 more flat cameras can help us investigate further crimes. This is something we had budgeted for the initial purchase. Then will be an extra $12,500 per year after that. It's basically $3,000 per camera.
Can these be moved? Like, when they're up, they're permanent?
When they're up, they're up. I mean, we could always contact, if we find that a location isn't suitable, flat can come in and move it.
Okay.
But it's nothing we can do.
Okay.
Then you have to go through the permit process again, since they're
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Rick,
Aye.
Mayor Beat.
Aye. Item 4, ordinance 2025-12, amending the Streator Municipal Code, Chapter 3, Revenue and Finance, Section 348070, fees and deposits for city services, sewer, and solid waste. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved.
That was really close.
Second.
Okay. Dave Reed with the motion and Dave Connor with the second.
Well, as you know, you approved a contract, a 5-year contract with Waste Management at the last meeting. Tonight is an ordinance that would increase our collection fees, our monthly charges to our customers. The proposed rates, although steep in the first year, are actually in the 4 years that they remain are below the contracted cost increases. And the reason for that is we need to recover $50,000 to $60,000 that we did not charge over the last couple of years because we hadn't had an increase since 2018. And so we need to recover that money because it's just floating out there. Otherwise, we'll have to charge it off to the general fund. That's not a good thing for the general fund. Over the life of our contract with Waste Management, we expect the fees to balance out to be about $4,300 above cost, and that includes paying our staff to manage the program. We have to send out postcards and operate a payment window and so forth, and so part of the cost associated with that is shared with the sewer and supports that operation. So over the course of the contract, we'll be about break even with the proposal tonight.
Okay, any questions on this? My only comment, we'll do this for our May bills,
Right.
which also will include, previously, a couple years ago, we set a rate increase on the sewer bills as well to also hit in May. So they'll come at once.
Right. Instead of just having a percentage increase, I think the ordinance has an actual dollar amount over the life of this contract. Yeah, just so that it's plain.
So this is gonna be $5 higher than what the bid was for Waste
What
Management?
it is currently at $23. In the first year, it goes from 23 to 28.
But what Waste Management's bid was 23, 24?
Right, but then you have to add about $160,000.
Right, so it's
$5.
$5 more than what the bid was.
No, the bid wasn't 23. The current charges to the customer is 23. The bid, I don't recall that number off the top of my head, it's 24 or $25. And then there was about a 5% increase every year thereafter. The second bidder was Republic, and their proposal was, I think, what was it?
$9.
$34, and that did not include covering any of our billing costs.
Right.
So we're still well below what our second bidders would otherwise provide. Even after the fifth year, our fifth-year charges are below what our first-year charges was under Republic. And I assume the Republic bid is comparable to what non-city residents are paying.
So does this lock in 4% each year?
Yeah,
So we don't know if at the end of the contract it'll be even or if we'll be losing money on it?
no, we're estimating we've estimated a small increase in our staff charges, and we're estimating at $4,322.81.
So this, our bid from Waste Management for 2025 is $25.82 a month. So we'll go from,
Almost 26.
yeah, almost 26, so
Right.
it'll be $2.18,
Right.
going to $28.
But that,
Oh, so that covers our cost. Yeah,
that
the window
allows
and-
us over
yeah.
the life of the contract to Right, to make up on.
what we lost.
And over the 5-year life, we'll be about break even. Every month, see, the contract has us paying waste management on a per household basis, but every month, the household count changes depending on as people move in and out, have big homes, and that sort of thing. So we provide waste management, a household count every month, so there's, can be some, you know, flexibility there in the actual cost over time, but I think we got it locked in as close as we can now.
I brought it up and out. They closed everything out. Any other comments or questions on this? Okay, if none, then I'll have clerk call the roll.
Connor,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Mayor Beat, aye.
Aye. Okay, we'll go to item 5, which is a motion to approve the Circle Drive Edition annexation agreement. I get a motion and second.
Second.
Okay, Tim Geary with the motion and Dave Connor with the second.
Thank you. So, in your packet, you had the draft annexation agreement put together by Cheryl, the city attorney. So we talked about it a little briefly at the last meeting, but basically looking for you to accept to lay out the terms that will be offered to the residents out there in the Circle Drive edition. So the main components that are contained in the draft are that the city will design, permit, and oversee construction of the sewer project to provide sewer to that area within 5 years from the date of execution of the annexation. So by the time we go through all the court processes, there'll be a date set when it becomes part of the city, which will start the clock running on our 5 years to install sewer. The cost of the project right now is currently, depending on whether we go in the backyards or the front yards, after we do some more survey work and everything out there, is between $3.3 and $4 million. So this agreement would, if we do not receive grant funding, would split that cost 50-50 with the entire subdivision. Currently, for the roughly 100 lots that are out there, the $3 million project will be split, so it'll be 1.5, will be split up amongst the 100, so $15,000 roughly. But the agreement says 50%. There's not a number, it says 50%. So whatever the cost of that project would be split 50-50 with the residents. They would have 10 years to pay it with a 4% interest rate so it'd be better to pay it off quicker, but there's an interest rate over 10 years that could be applied. And that includes the cost of the home, connection to the home. So no cost, upfront cost to the homeowner. The city will upfront all the costs. You will have a sewer system that works. You'll start getting a sewer bill or restore your yards. In there, it does say that we will make one attempt at lawn restoration. We encourage them to water, but we're not going to fight grass forever. That's an agreement. But we'll do that. The city will attempt at least twice to secure up to 100% of funding of the project from the Illinois EPA and the Insured Communities Program. We use it for Lismar. The program's still active, so the agreement says that we will try twice before we just self-fund. And then the next one is that the city taxes will be prorated in over 5 years. So we went through this the last time. It'll be a rebate because the county can't do proration in. So it'll be 80% rebate in the first year, so they pay 20, and then 60% in the second year, and so on, until you get to 100% payment in the 5th year. So the taxes will come in over 5 years. And then it also says that we'll have a minimum of 3 public meetings with the residents out there to keep them informed as the process moves ahead. that's the basic terms of the agreement besides the legalese that Cheryl put in there if she wants to add anything, but those are the terms that you guys can all debate, discuss, and do whatever you'd like with before we send it out.
And how close are we to getting 50% of the residents on board?
We're slightly under 50. We're probably like at 47, 48. So I think we're close, and once people actually have, this is the offer,
Yeah.
we'll start selling.
This is what we have to count as
Yes.
signed to
And
whatever.
this is a
agreement
very
we decide.
generous offer.
Yeah, and
Glad we
this
could do that.
this was the last, this didn't come out of there. A previous council made this offer to the residents along Broadway in Kent in 2015-16 timeframe, so.
Yeah, I just did the math. If it's the higher end, like 4 million, it's 17,241 per lot.
Yeah.
So,
Which is still, as we had.
Still
we-
lower
we-
than-
We had the public meeting, and it's still lower than the cheapest option that just got put in out there was 18 and going to 40. So for a private septic system, so even if they were to pay their 50%, which we're gonna make every attempt to get the grant funding, it's still cheaper than putting in your own septic system.
And they get more.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you.
any changes or comments on the agreement? All right, then I'll have clerk call the roll.
Connor,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Mayor Buda.
Aye. Item 6, this is a discussion item. It was last April that we released a list of surplus city property. And so as I go through each month, I try to look at, is it something we should do every year or not? So I asked for an update on what we still have left.
And the only thing I can add is we're actively trying to sell these lots when we do get inquiries. In fact, I met with a gentleman last week who expressed an interest in a number of these lots. He's looking at getting an investment group together and building some spec homes. So,
Are most of these the same ones from last year? I recognize
Yeah.
a lot of the addresses.
I don't know if we
Have there
added
been
any, but there-
any new ones? No.
no new ones, but we deleted the ones
I
we've
think we
already
took the
sold.
ones off. Yeah, I just wanted to have an updated list available for anyone that would ask about.
There was, well, one gentleman who apparently had the resources to offer, $200 for a lot, but not the resources to do anything with the lot. And I think the concern was he was just gonna roll a dumpy trailer there or throw up a tent. And so I would pass that informal offer along. But other than that, we're trying to sell these properties.
And this, we don't have to go back through the bid process. We have, I think we took action already that,
But the actual sales.
Dave can go
will
ahead and
come
sign
back to you
that.
guys, and
Yeah.
then the attorney will prepare the deed.
so we don't have to take bids or anything at that point. We can just let Dave manage that. Okay.
Have we heard back from the one group from out east that bought 3 or 4 properties? Dolphin?
Blue Dolphin or,
I believe those all closed.
Yeah, they closed. I haven't.
We haven't heard any plans on what they want to do, what they're going to do or anything like
They haven't pulled any permits yet.
that? Okay. I see on the bottom there's the South Wasson Street. That's the last one. Do we know where on South Wasson?
does it have one that where it doesn't have like, we have the PIN number, but it doesn't have an actual address?
It's the lot next to the Lions Club.
Okay, just south of Peg Armstrong Park?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of an irregularly
It's kind of a
shaped.
triangular
Yes.
piece of property.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it has the address.
It doesn't.
No.
Was that originally part of the railroad?
Yeah, it's a break off piece of that.
Great. Any other questions on this one?
Nope.
All right, I'll go to the consent agenda. Item 7, request a motion and second to approve the consent agenda with a fund warrant total of $1,052,879.64.
So moved.
Dave Reed with the motion, Tim Geary with the second. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor,
Aye.
Gary. Aye. Reed,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 8, city official comments.
I'm good.
I don't have it.
And the Easter egg hunt?
What's that?
The Easter egg hunt? This weekend?
What's this weekend?
You have your
Easter egg
hunt
hunt.
this weekend?
Oh, the Easter egg hunt.
Lions Club.
Lions
go.
Club.
The Lions Club is having their third annual Easter egg hunt. Be Saturday, the 19th, starting at 10 a.m. in Streator City Park. We've got it broken up between age divisions, so you don't have your 10-year-olds fighting with the 3-year-olds. So I don't want to give them any advantages. So 0 to 3 will go off at 10 o'clock. At 10:10 will be ages 4, 5, and 6. 10:20, 7, 8, and 9, and 10 and older will be at 10:30. Does that sound right? Yeah.
Sounds right.
Well, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't say anything.
Easter. I'm good.
I just want to get it over with.
Okay, I have a few items for this. One that just wanted to mention, next Wednesday, April 23rd at 6 p.m., we will be having a public meeting here for proposed Fifth Amendment to Streator TIF District 2. So I want to make sure it mentions that. I believe letters went out on different items for that one. We had last Wednesday, a week ago, the housing rehab meeting. Applications are available. You can pick them up at City Hall. Quite a few people, I counted over 80 in attendance, and then we had some pick up the information and leave. But at one point there were 80 in the room. So very well attended. The packet of information that's available here has the income requirements, as well as there's an application form with some information on that. So we're taking applications for 90 days. I did give council all, I believe, a copy of a Senate bill right now that's another attempt by Springfield to try to reduce some of what we can do as far as crime-free housing. And this is directed more towards the counties, but I just wanted to get that to you. And a year ago, they had a bill in the House that I wrote a letter against. So I just wanted to give council's, I guess, permission to kind of go and do that, the same for this one. It's a similar type of program. And then, okay. And then finally, I'm not sure if this is officially Mr. Connor's last meeting or not.
No?
Next week, or 2 weeks.
2 weeks, it'll be the second one. Or the first meeting in May. Okay, so because we don't have the official results. Well, so we still have a plaque. And I can hold it for a couple weeks, or I can give it to you now.
We'll do it next month.
Okay, I'll hold it. You won't get to see it. Okay. We'll hold it for that one.
So what
I
are
wasn't
the-
sure on the timing.
What are the logistics on that? He'll start the meeting, and somewhere during the middle of the meeting, Scott and Daniel will be sworn in.
So
So you'll start the meeting, but you won't
Right,
finish.
right.
the existing board will begin the meeting and they will close out any of their pending business.
Well, if you're in
So-
that meeting, then you reconvene a new meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So plan the second, most likely the second meeting in May.
No,
No,
the
first
first meeting.
one.
First meeting in May, okay.
So
I
this
got
is-
it clear now.
This is Councilman Connor's last full meeting.
Full meeting, all right. Any other officials with comments? Anyone? Okay. Then I'll request a motion and second to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, Dave Connor with the motion and Tim Geary with the second. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor,
Aye.
Gary. Aye. Reed,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Meeting adjourns.